glad you like it. Cool. So, I guess I'll just ask, and then feel free to contribute, like, free flow conversation. So the first question is, when it comes to open source technology, mixed environments, and interoperable applications, what sites do you go to learn and to discuss the topic?
That's a pretty good question. I usually use PHP over Apache and Linux. So since we are using always all the time LAMP environment, we don't have to go anywhere because we're used to work with that. So we use the PHP documentation. We use, I don't know, I don't surf a lot to get some information about interoperability.
Is there any blog or no? Not for me on that topic.
No sites.
Well, no, I don't know, but Microsoft is not the first company that we think when we talk about open source. I know that Microsoft is doing their best now with the Make Web Not War and some open source initiative, but I think they have some work to do on this.
I would like to say that I Bing a lot, but I Google a lot. So if we have to work with the SQL Server database and not MySQL database, well, we Google and get some PHP code to connect with the SQL Server and stuff like that. So I don't have a specific source of information. I go everywhere.
So no specific sites?
Nope.
No? Any?
No, it's really the same sites as they talked about, php.net and MySQL, but I'm mostly gonna search on Google my information, but yeah, that's pretty much what they say.
Gotcha. So no specific blogs either?
Not on open source, not for me.
No open source blogs? No.
I wish there was, because I think we could have gained a lot of ideas just exchanging with other people, but there's nothing that comes to mind as a blog or whatever. So no, I think there's a huge place in the market, as to say, but
something like this could be useful.
Yeah, it could be.
There's no place that talk about many things on open source. They have some blog on PHP, but they only talk about PHP. Some blog that talks about MySQL, and they only talk about this subject. But maybe a blog that cover many aspects of open source could be a good place.
When I think about open source, I think about SourceForge.
SourceForge?
Yeah. So if I'm looking for something open source, I go on SourceForge and I can discover some new platform over there. I can see if they are pretty active community around the platform. I can try it. I can decide if I want to use it or not. So open source for me, it's Google and it's SourceForge, pretty much.
So and also, I guess on top of that, any discussion boards as well. No discussion boards, same sort of thing.
Do you still go on boards?
No, I use Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
So if I get any question, I go on Twitter. Well, I ask my team first, and if I don't get any answer, I can go on Twitter and ask the community for help. That's pretty much. Or post some comments on blogs, but for a very specific thing that I found by Google.
Right.
But
so I guess to sum it up, it sounds like there's no specific sites, you just kind of Google it, and what comes up is what you go for.
But Twitter is a really good source of information, because you ask your communities, the people you know or the people you know online, so the trust about these people is higher than any website I have when I Google some information. So I think Twitter is my first source of help. Yeah, first source of help.
So question number 2 then. What do you think are the top barriers when it comes to open source technology, mixed environment, and interoperable applications? So barriers.
Well, think it's the use of standards. If we all use standards, then we can talk about interoperability. And so, for example, a very large project and very complex project, if they are based on XML, it makes it easier to be able to build a part using Microsoft stuff and build another part using PHP or Java stuff. So web services and all that stuff using XML, it's pretty much what make it doable, I guess.
Yeah, nothing to add. It's good.
Okay. So I'm supposed to ask why you think those are barriers. Why? You pretty much summed it up. Okay, we're gonna.
Well, right now we know for a fact that PHP is working on IIS.
Right.
Which is a big step because a couple of years ago PHP and Windows wasn't working as well, and so that's maybe a part of the answer that you are looking for.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they're looking for, to be honest. They just had to ask why. So.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, just run with this one.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, so the next question is, what do you think are the top opportunities when it comes to open source technology, mixed environments, and interoperable applications? So as opposed to barriers, like opportunities, how do you think we can grow? And is that positive?
Well, I may have an answer for that. I have my own company. We are doing websites and we are using platforms. The platforms we chose was Drupal and WordPress most of the time. So since it's PHP and MySQL and well, HTML, CSS, and all that stuff. And since it's working on Linux, it's working on Mac, it's working on IIS. Well, because it's working, it was a good idea to choose a platform and to get better with this platform and get very specialized, and then work with those platforms because you can work on any servers and you can work on any projects. So if a customer say, well, I don't like your stuff because I'm a Microsoft kind of guy, my network is all Microsoft, well, you can still do it. So that's nice. And we are working also with people with a lot of Mac server, which is kind of rare, but it's also working well.
Anyone else on that one? Opportunities for mixed environments and...
that's pretty much again it.
He's the man.
Yeah.
So the last question, and this is the one they really want you to be honest about. So
I don't like it.
what is your view on Microsoft and open source technology, mixed environments, and interoperable applications?
I don't know enough about that. I just read about Azure. So I know that there are some stuff available, but since I'm more on the Linux side and freedom, and I'm on that since 2000, so I'm not used to think about Microsoft for open source platform or stuff. So I don't know enough to criticize or to endorse what's available and what's good and what's not.
Right. So you just don't really know. You're just not really aware.
I don't really know, and since we are a small team, we are 12 people, and we are working with the stuff we chose a couple of years ago, we're not really ready to change the technologies we are using. So right now we are not good enough on Microsoft stuff to say this is the trendy, we have to use that.
And there's not a lot of developers using it either, so you can say, okay, we are gonna use it, and there's no developer or no employee that can do it. So
yeah, on my team,
on the team and on the market right now.
Yeah.
But if you talk about the standards, the web standards, I think there's a lot of good news from Microsoft Microsoft lately.
With the browsers?
The browser, all that stuff. Yeah, we're really going away from IE6, and that's good news for, I think, for everyone involved in the web.
Any other opinions on Microsoft?
I think IE6 and where we come from, we all know the pain and all of that. I think it's,
I work with the two sides, open source like PHP, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and I use a lot of Microsoft technologies, SQL Server, .NET, and with C#. I do some Windows mobile development, and